keeping things moving.
This is WeatherScope.
Well, we have another winter storm menacing areas of the Northeast. Wintry mix is affecting places in the north, while heavy rain and potential flooding threatens areas of the southern United States. Mike Bono has the details in our forecast center.
Right you are, Rich, and this one of the stormiest times of the year, one of the coldest months of the year, and we have histories of snowstorms every part of the country at this point in January, so we are climatologically into the middle of winter, and it's feeling like it in much of the east today. We'll notice that we have meteorologist Jamie Simpson with us, and Jamie, just talking about the way this whole scenario that's playing out has warm air connected with it. It has cold air that's probably going to win out at the end. And the question always being, will it win out with enough time that we'll get snow, sleet, or freezing rain on the East Coast before the whole thing goes out to sea, which is a couple of days down the road.
Yeah, we could have snow lingering in parts of New England until Saturday morning. Exactly who gets what and how much in parts of New England is still a little up in the air. One thing that you and I just noticed is the western suburbs of New York City now over to rain in the low 30s, and it looks like they will probably stay just rain and above freezing all the way through the evening commute and get mainly rain from the storm.
That's right. I guess signs of a lot of warm air coming in off the subtropical Atlantic, which would also enhance the amount of precipitation some of the frozen areas will get.
Yeah, and also could be some very heavy rain in parts of New Jersey. We have flood watches out in New Jersey and Delaware. So there will be some heavy rain along the coast. One of the reasons New York fairly warm is that the ocean off New York is in the low 40s. The wind is off the ocean, and that's keeping things kind of mild in the Big Apple.
Okay, Jamie, let's take a look at our map right now, and we'll notice that high pressure is still a major player both over Canada. This one's not going anyplace too fast, very cold. And then another one slipping offshore with maybe an onshore flow behind it.
That is helping contribute to some onshore flow into New York City, and we do have pretty good wind coming off the water. And one thing that we will see increase during the overnight hours is wind along the coast, bringing quite a bit of moisture into the mid-Atlantic states.
And of course that changeover to a rainy precipitation type along the immediate New York and New Jersey coastlines. But again, that nose of high pressure wedging down and causing some frozen precipitation.
Yeah, it's becoming less and less of a problem down in Virginia, but still some pockets of cold air in the Shenandoah Valley supporting a little bit of freezing rain. A place where we have more problems with freezing rain is now the valleys of central Pennsylvania, and even Harrisburg at 30 degrees is still seeing freezing rain.
Also noticing some sleet in western New York, places
Right.
like Rochester. Temperatures still cold enough for frozen precipitation, at least at the surface at Rochester, but notice the 36s and 38s as we go down up and down I-95.
Right, I-95 looks like they'll remain above freezing, so good travel there, but we do have a pocket of cold air back in here, and I-81 does not look like it'll be nearly as nice of a ride, as there's still some freezing rain from Harrisburg, as we said, down to parts of the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia.
Right, some threats from the local weather services offices of maybe up to a half an inch of freezing rain in some of those areas.
Could be.
We do have that band shooting well out ahead that is anything up to heavy snow at Saranac Lake, New York.
Right. Very interesting. We're getting some heavy snow from this batch of precipitation well out ahead of the main storm. The main storm hasn't even gotten into New England, but the areas that had the heavy ice from the last storm looks like they will be, for the most part, spared. The heaviest snow should stay pretty much south of the line that I just drew here, and still have some pretty good rain heading up the coast, and that's why we have some flood watches issued for parts of New Jersey.
Right. Oh, it looks just like billowing areas of precipitation
Right.
now coming up along the middle Atlantic coast.
Right, what's happening actually is we're getting a coastal front develop along this area, and that's enhancing the low-level convergence and meaning probably some pretty heavy rainfall at times during the overnight period.
Just a wealth of moisture, and of course this is in the form of rain, but again, your Shenandoah Valley and Interstate 81 right here still fraught with peril.
Right, and Dulles Airport, just north and west of Washington, D.C., still hanging on right around the freezing mark, so as you head out towards Leesburg, probably still some pockets of freezing rain there as well.
Well, the pink areas are the ones to beware of as we're looking at that really tough icing situation in the middle Atlantic states, and then almost anything as you go further north.
Especially north and west of New York, the Poconos into the Catskills into New England. Looks like mainly snow, but there is going to be a narrow band between New York City and the Catskills where we could see anything from snow to sleet to freezing rain to rain at some point during the storm.
Well, all kinds of variety.
Yeah.
And then there's the warm side of the storm where all that moisture is coming up from. It started in the south, and we got that low pressure system developing in the south, and it's still there into Alabama, but pressures are falling rapidly along the southeast coast too.
And we're starting to see rain pick up along this area. Coastal Carolinas will see quite a bit of rain tonight, as will parts of Florida, where we have some pretty impressive storms coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. One right here, another one back here. And even though we do have quite a bit of rain, we still also can see the threat of some severe weather in north central Florida.
Right, so a multifaceted storm to be
Right.
sure on the East Coast. Jamie Simpson, thank you very much. We'll keep you posted on this winter storm, which has the different aspects of it, the tropical connection from the south and very cold high over Canada. Stay with us here at the Weather Channel and keep posted on that deteriorating situation in the Northeast. Now back to the studio with Rich Johnson.
All right, thank you, Mike. As we check out areas of the central United States, sort of a quiet day today. Meanwhile, snow and wind and rain are keeping things busy in the west. Effects of heavy rain can